Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Xander and Sarah's party goes wrong in Ava and Stefan's crazy wild night. According to the Friday, February 2nd spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Sarah Horton and Xander Cook got ready for Maggie Horton to arrive for dinner, which made Sarah admit that Maggie was bringing Constantine Melionis along. On Friday's edition of Days, Xander objected, but Constantine debated the red card in his room and was unsure of its precise significance. Maggie showed up and assured Constantine that he was welcome to this dinner, so the two of them left together. On Friday's DOL program, Maggie persuaded Xander to spend the evening with Constantine despite their past disagreements. The small dinner party began fairly enough, but then Constantine began making fun of Xander's Scottish background and emphasizing how he had grown up in Athena as a man's man. After Xander made a suggestion that Constantine was abusing a wealthy widow, Constantine informed Maggie that it was time to part. Maggie lost it and yelled at Constantine to get a car if he couldn't control himself since she wasn't prepared to go. Maggie got Sarah's comfort and apologized for bringing Constantine, who had indeed left. While Xander also expressed regret for his part in their previous altercation, he whispered to Sarah that perhaps Maggie was growing up regarding Constantine. John and Marlena Evans's evening at the townhouse was cut short when Teresa Donovan and Brady Black arrived to take care of some authorization documents for Tate Black's correctional wilderness trip. Teresa felt that John and Marlena were aware of her mistake, so she went to Brady in private and forced him to acknowledge telling Marlena. Teresa was upset at first, but she made up her mind to trust John and Marlena to keep it quiet. Brady seemed to share Teresa's sentiments, and she wondered whether they could have become the next John and Marlena. Brady played down his past affair with Teresa, even though he acknowledged that they had some fun together, acting as though the bar was quite high for that. Teresa addressed her lapse and made it plain that she was determined not to let it happen again as soon as Marlena and John emerged again. John ended up walking Teresa out after claiming to have received a text concerning a new black patch case. Brady told Marlena about his enduring connection to Teresa via Tate while staying behind to watch a movie. On Friday's edition of Days, Constantine made it apparent that he was John's most recent appointment in the park. As a result, they argued while Constantine got ready to flash the red card and narrate a story. When Stephanie Johnson arrived, Everett was in the middle of speaking with Chad DiMera, providing her with updates on the lead they were planning to pursue first thing in the morning. Stephanie declined Everett's invitation to remain for supper and some vodka bottles from the tiny fridge after finding the earpiece she had come for. Stephanie had a change of heart, and after sharing a glass of rum with Everett, she admitted she wanted more than just friendship. Stephanie thought back to her happy times living in Seattle with Everett and then acknowledged that she wished for more occasions like that. Stephanie kissed Everett after turning out the light, and then they got naked and had sex. On Friday's episode of Days, Ava Vitali was reading a sexy romance book at home when Stefan DiMera unexpectedly knocked on her door. Ava could tell Stefan had already had a few drinks, but he exchanged the sushi for wine after he saw her in the hallway. After they had consumed that bottle, Ava ended up going with Stefan to open another. By the end of the night, Stefan and Ava were both completely stoned from doing tequila shots. Stefan once had some alcohol leak and decided to take off his shirt and jeans. Stefan added that Ava's hot phone talk had really gotten to him and that he hoped he could help her with the duties she was discussing. Before giving in to temptation, Ava and Stefan made out, and when Stefan did the things she had previously read about in a romance novel, Ava thought back to that earlier moment. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Stefan and Ava's wild night will leave them with many regrets. Tune in to witness all the drama this shocking revelation will bring. This week on Days of Our Lives, it seems like a lot of characters were talking about faces and unexpected storylines. Characters made deductions, turned on one another, and hooked up almost without notice. Others of the changes were for the better, others were worse, and some were just plain puzzling. To start with the positive. I'm discovering that I like Sloane again, even though I know that not everyone would. This is especially true after she said, "But Melendea. Infants are challenging. I am tired of this for 18 years. It's okay if some people aren't suited or prepared to be parents, as long as they don't become parents. The fact that the show ever suggested Sloane would be a good mother annoyed me greatly, especially when her motivations are rooted in extreme loneliness. Sloane just wants to hook up with her attractive husband after all that cooing and frantic attempts to conceive, but she soon finds that she can no longer set her own boundaries. Though there were some indications that she lacked patience and common sense when it came to parenting, leaving Jude alone in Horton Square, for example, it feels like a dramatic shift for her, one that I wholeheartedly embrace because it's a return to her true self. She never felt like she earned her baby madness with Eric, but maybe one day she'll be ready to be a mother. That doesn't necessarily mean she'll give up on Jude, though. That's a different story. Is there any rationale for Xander's hasty, 2 episodes late, decision to face EJ on the enigmatic phone call from last Friday? Then, without adding that EJ had also paid someone to kill Xander, after Xander had declined to kill Ava, he brought up the fact that EJ had hired someone to kill Ava. Everything about that scene was unexpected. Does Chanel lack agency? Therefore did Chad become enraged with Johnny for wanting to marry and bring another woman into their family? Come on, Chad, relax. It wasn't because he was concerned for Stephanie's safety that he ended their relationship. It was out of jealousy for Everett that he did it. And because he's a DiMera, Johnny is now expected to live a lonely life for the rest of his days? Not because Gabby married a DiMera, but rather because she has been as cunning and calculating as one, is why she is in jail. She simply enraged the wrong person. Furthermore, Nicole's marital status with EJ has no bearing on her issues. Look, if being a DiMera means that Chanel and Johnny eventually experience a little turmoil, then good on you. And when I say drama, I don't just mean that Chad and Stefan act rudely when he tries to break the good news. Regarding Stefan, his and Ava's intense passion was so intense that it was making my head spin. We all knew they were going in this direction. Conflict is necessary for Gabby's inevitable comeback. But this week, it seems like they suddenly went from nothing to acting out a romance novel. The sexual tension built up quickly, and even after that, it needed to be accelerated with copious amounts of alcohol. I think Stephanie and Everett going to bed together because they had been becoming closer over time. He has been exerting great effort to get everything with her just perfect. A tad too vigorous. Everybody is staring at you, Everett. But since he saw Jada last week, I'm a little let down that we haven't heard anything more. Lucas, you're hiding, so you get in touch with the newspaper to tell everyone about your story? Wonderful. Why can this man have a phone of his own? Technically, is he not still in custody? In a secure home, too? Furthermore, Chad brought Everett along, which seemed like a terrible idea. However, as he is the only real writer left to tell the tale, I suppose it was inevitable. All Chad does is own the publication and keeps an eye on the interviews. It felt a little more sinister than a reporter gathering information, even though it was Everett's job to find out what Lucas knew. Perhaps I'm reading too much into it, or perhaps I'm beginning to believe the fan notion that Everett is also involved in the drug trade. I don't trust him, though. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.